Merry Christmas. Many of you have asked if we were going to be doing our giveaway this year. And no, you haven't missed it. This year we've decided to give things away more privately than to do something in a public giveaway. And I'm not saying we're never going to do it the way that we did it before ever again. Maybe it will be back, but for this year this is how we've decided to do things. But I wanted to take a moment to come on here and just to say thank you for each and every person who has come on here, supported, liked, shared, did all the things. It means a lot to me. It's not been an easy road to come on in a business format and share my faith publicly in the way that I have decided to go more and more openly. Opening my business almost 13 years ago now, I knew that I needed to do it differently. I thought, obviously my last name is Holmes, so when I started to think of a name, Homestead Designs, all these things with Holmes came to mind. It was a no-brainer, but I just kept telling my husband, I said it just felt kind of icky for me to plaster my name on the business. For some reason, I just felt like God did not want me to go that way. So I prayed about a name, and as silly as it sounds, you can go to YouTube and see the video that I was watching that God inspired the name through, but we were watching a vintage black and white comedy, and there's this little part that was a comedic scene, and the words lentils and lallies were in that scene. And lentils are the headers that go over a doorway to support an opening to an entrance. And lallies are the ugly columns. If you see this column here in my basement, usually people like to hide those, but it supports the structure to the foundation. And I like this because they are hidden foundational tools. And I feel like that's what God has wanted my calling to be through interior design, to come along and support businesses, families, whoever He has brought along my path in an invisible way, hidden ways towards Him. And it's not been an easy walk. I wanted to be the interior designer that you see on TV, holding the lattes and having a big giant team behind me to do all of the things. I started a couple of years in that tension of, you know, what the world says a designer is and what He was clearly telling me I am not. So I read His word. He spoke to me in a very personal way. And if you go to Design Magnified, you can learn more about what that personal way was. But He spoke to me in a very personal way that led me to reading scripture from a design lens with Him, not seeking interior design, but seeking Him and what He has to say about interior design, because we can learn everything through His word and His truth. And that's what everything's kind of been about these past 13 years or so, give or take the first two that I was really struggling. But what I've learned is that I'm not important. A lot of interior designs will tell you otherwise. It's their way or the highway. But I'm kind of more of a public servant when it comes to design. And with that, we have made Lentils and Lallies, our logo, say approachable design, because we wanted everybody to feel like they have space to come to us. That's always been our motto. But I have learned that I can't serve everybody. So what we have done is develop different tiers to make it accessible for everybody. So we have Design Magnified, which is our lowest price point. It literally teaches you how we do everything start to finish. So if you're a DIYer and you want to learn interior design, whether you're wanting to start your own business, whether you're wanting to do it for yourself, maybe you just want to learn how to do color, maybe you want to learn how to do a room, or learn about fabrics, or learn about God in design, whatever your reasoning behind, that's our lowest price point. We're going to try and keep that affordable. We also speak on this topic. It's the core of who we are and the passion of what we do. And then people ask, how does it work to work with us? So basically it's two steps. We have an on-site consultation. And from there, when we do the design plan, you have a branch that you can choose from. If you're a DIYer and you want to take the design plan and run with it and do everything yourself, you can do that. Or you can do where we come in and we do everything for you. So those are your two kind of branches that you have to choose from. We are only going to be taking so many of project implementation per year. It's just the reality of what we can handle with the other things that we're doing with speaking events and filling in all of the consultation and design plans. Being able to serve as in depth as we would like to when we're in the home for clients, to give as much attention to detail as we can. We are going to have limited space per year, and we're going to start booking people further out. So if you are interested in having us come alongside you in the process, which is our passion, we love to do that. You want to get on board and get on the calendar early for that. So but I just wanted to kind of break in and let you know how things work with us a little bit more. Wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and it wouldn't be a Christmas message if I didn't talk a little bit about Jesus. So I'm going to read a little bit at the beginning of John. It is a creation story. We know the beginning of Genesis starts off that way, but we have John's perspective here. After the disciples have heard more about Jesus walking with him, he reveals himself through scripture. So let's listen to this, okay? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. It's good to remember that, right? In him was life, and that life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. There came a man who was sent from God. His name was John. This is John the Baptist they're talking about. There's a few different Johns. So he came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men might believe. He sent him he himself was not the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to every man was coming into the world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. That's something that was a key point to me too. When I study, what does it mean to be a Christian designer? Look at our maker and how he designed. He made creation, and he was not saying, give me my double latte and give me my staff team. Everybody must know who I am. No, he was a pretty invisible God through his creation. People didn't even recognize him. Yet to all who receive him, to those who believe in his name, he gave the right to become children of God. Children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or husband's will, but born of God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. We have seen his glory, the glory of the one and only who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. All right, I'm going to close it there, and I hope that you all have a blessed holiday season, a very Merry Christmas, and I look forward to seeing many of you next year and keeping you up to date on what we're doing. Thanks so much for your love and support. Blessings.